What's up, everyone? Joe Stroud coming to you from Uluwatu. I'm here on Nyang Nyang Beach. Got a nice little hidden spot here, and wanted to talk to you all about long-term skills in dating and what approaching really teaches you. And bottom line here, dating apps are kind of the quick fix. It's the Amazon Prime. It's the Uber of dating. And so all of these things kind of make us weak. If the grid falls out, if the Wi-Fi goes out, if restaurants go away and the grocery stores just don't get supplies anymore because of wars or inflation or the dollar, collapses, etc. So there's only so many things you can control with an app, even if you pay it, even if you are using some kind of AI hack to give you the best profile and go through all the profiles for you, like bots. I don't know what people are using out there, but it's in the ballpark of those things. And it's funny. There's a lot of dating coaches out there who will. A lot of what they talk about is what's in your profile. Oh, and you don't have the right pictures, and that's why you're not getting the matches. Especially female dating coaches. Okay, because dating apps primarily serve women. They primarily serve women so much more than men. Okay, men used to chop wood and carry water and hunt and build shit and just be rough, tough, mean machines. And now we got a bunch of soy boys hiding behind screens, just kind of like, it's a passive thing. The fundamental default mode of the masculine is action, being active, and the default mode of the feminine energy is passive. She sits back and receives. This is why dating apps serve them. So, and thinking about long-term skills for life. I could, if you're hungry right now, I could, give you a fish. I could go catch the fish for you, and I could give it to you. I could prepare it. I could salt and pepper it. I could butter it up. I could, cook it over a fire. But that would help you maybe today. But would that really help you long term? Should the worst happen? Should the grid go out and the Wi-Fi goes out and all the supply chain of food? Not saying it will, but if that was to happen, you wouldn't be able to eat. Survival, that's kind of what this is. Survival and passing on your genes. Fitness is not just something about like having big muscles and looking sexy. It's fitness that you are fit to carry on your genes. Because not every animal in the animal kingdom gets to reproduce. They just don't. There are some super beta or maybe even delta theta lions or monkeys or turtles that do not reproduce. The circle of life gets them. I have been to Mexico where the seagulls are swooping down on little turtles that just hatched from their eggs, trying to make it to the ocean. I watched that happen with my own eyes. Later, on one of the new Planet Earth documentaries on Netflix, maybe it's Our Planet, one of the new variations of essentially Planet Earth, there is an episode where they show that. And I saw that episode after. I saw that happen in Mexico, in Puerto Escondido. Incredible. But it's just the circle of life. It gets them. So some organisms die and they don't get to reproduce. Some of it's because of how fit they are in survival. The slower turtles, the uncoordinated, or the turtles whose eyes were not really developed yet, their sense of direction to get to the ocean, and awareness that, okay, there's predators here, they die. They die. And they don't become an adult, and they don't pass on their genetics. Same as for humans. Okay? If you can't hunt, then you don't eat. And, that goes for food and hunting for a mate. Animals hunt for mates too. A man has to hunt for a woman. Now, this could trigger some people, but it's true. You have to learn how to hunt. I could give you the fish today, or I could teach you how to fish and you eat forever. So, yeah, think about long-term skills, because let's just say you do all the dating app hacks, like, pimping out your profile, getting the right pictures in there, maybe even using some bots or some AI. You're a rich dude and you've hired a team of people to go do all this for you, and you just show up to the date. Okay, cool. What about your social skills when you actually get to that date? So that's the thing. And, people like me, dating coaches and people in the pickup scene, they still have to practice it. It's meeting women in real life probably is not for you if you're just not a social guy. You don't like social activity. Now, you could be an introvert and still approach women in real life and be okay, and do well. The thing about fear is that you have to go into it, and there's usually some gold on the other side of it. So, it's kind of like there's only this thing of, there's only creative people, and then there's not creative people. I don't believe that. Everyone's creative. They just don't tap into it enough. Same thing with, like, the introvert-extrovert thing. Like, I don't think just because you're an introvert means you can deny one of the fundamental aspects of being human, which is being social. We are social organisms. Without each other, we die. The scientists say a pack of cigarettes a day isn't as bad for you as being alone, loneliness. This is why, people in the hospital during the pandemic died quicker. They couldn't see their family. They didn't have any reason to live. And, isolation. A lot of the factors of the virus that was going around got worse because everybody was cooped up inside, not getting sunlight. We're being lied to about how to take care of our health and basic supplementation and diet and exercise. They're not saying anything about that, but that's a different story. It's even if you're an introvert, socializing is going to help you live a more abundant, confident life. And you'll feel more empowered, and the woman that you meet is going to appreciate you more. There's so many women today that don't get approached. But if you're going to learn to date, one other thing I want to say. Don't hire a female dating coach. Why would you do that if you're a man? Okay? She's just going to help you, fix your profile. And then what's the other option? Meeting in real life, approaching when the moment happens. Has that woman ever approached a woman? No. She has never done it herself. She doesn't know what happens in a man's body going up to a woman who is stunningly gorgeous and being grounded and owning your desire and reading her body language and her social cues. Now, a lot of you might be saying, but Joe, she's a woman. She knows what it's like to get approached because she's been approached. Okay, well, she's on the other side. But a woman is biased. She's going to kind of also give you, in many cases, a feminine-centric worldview. And with that comes a lot of feminism and what supports what women want. What about what a man wants? If you, which is fine. There's a time and a place to listen to a woman and her advice. But what frame of the world are you living in? Are you living in a man's frame, or are you living in a woman's frame? So when you get into the dating process and you're getting to know this woman, if you're making date plans and she's constantly changing the date plans or wants to, are you going to go along with that every time? Or are you going to put your foot down? If she's whining and complaining about stuff and just being a little brat, okay, she's hot and the sex is good, so are you going to give in just so you can get sex that day? Are you going to rock the boat? So, again, do what you want. There's a lot of guys who do not have choosing power who will do this. That's the girl they got, and they're in the comfort zone. They want access to sex and intimacy, and they're just go along with whatever she wants out of this noble white knight-ism or being overly chivalrous. which has gone a bit too far. There's a whole nother conversation about feminism I could go into. I'll probably go into that on another video. But doing a little too much in the favor of women. Okay? And of course, there's going to be some women who maybe see this video and what I'm talking about and be like, men aren't doing enough. And it's like, well, hold on. What are you bringing to the table? Right? It's a 50-50 game in terms of bringing value. The value that we bring is different. A woman can't just bring like money and resources to the table. That's not what attracts a man. And for the men watching this, I'm hoping you're realizing that these career women are bossing you around, trying to lead you, and that's why you're not that attracted to them. And maybe some of you, that's why you've given up on dating, is because they're all masculine in the West. And you haven't met a girl in somewhere like Argentina or Philippines or Mexico. It just is what it is. So anyway, yeah. One other thing I'll say about, if you were to work with a female dating coach, if you're hunting a deer, would you ask the deer how it wants to be hunted? I don't think so. I don't think that deer is going to give you the best advice. So if you are like flipping your worldview and to do it within the frame of what a woman wants, then you're always going to be led by her emotion. That's the mic drop right there. Okay? Comment if you disagree. Show me how I'm wrong. Show me how I'm wrong. I would love to be challenged on this. I would love to be shown where I'm wrong, and I'm going to stay open. I'm staying open to other opinions and other perspectives. I always am. But yeah, just ask yourself what frame of the world you live in, and when you date, are you doing things to impress her and be validated by her and win her approval? Because a man with choosing power has options, and he doesn't have to put up with dumb, immature women who are going to, bust his balls and make sex and intimacy this negotiated thing. Like, not tonight. This is why there's so many sexless marriages. And there's guys that are doing so much for women and honestly not getting much back. That's the bottom line. So anyway, yeah, a blend of topics on this video. Skills for life, long-term skills. And however the way that you are meeting women, ask yourself, are you building long-term skills from this? And, if you are exploring dating tips and advice, or potentially getting the support of a coach, are you leaning more towards working with a woman or working with a man? I think you should work with a male coach, and then for the female stuff, ask some basic stuff to your mom or your sister, or just a few girlfriends, and ask like 3 or 4 or 5 of them. But in terms of the accountability piece, you need accountability from a man who's done it and who has been in the trenches with you and knows what to see in the shoes that you are in. That woman who you might be getting dating advice from, she has not been in your shoes. She just hasn't. She's been on the other end of it, but not in the exact role that you play in the dating process, in leading. And you have to, because if you get to a point where a woman shows you very immature behavior, or even she's just liking the attention that you're giving her at the club or in the date, and she's not really reciprocating much, she's not doing a whole lot for you, she's just kind of bored, disengaged, it's the same as if you meet a girl at a club and she's just kind of like, oh, hi, yeah, great, and she'll talk to you, maybe you kind of finish out this quick convo, and they're like, okay, well, great, well, I'm gonna go back and check with my friends. One, she's not that interested in you. She could be, but she has other options, she has other plans, other priorities that are not you. So some of those interactions, you got to be able to cut it short. Only a man knows how to cut it short and save your energy and go towards the girls who are going to give you that, and how to find the better girls.